Hey, what's going on YouTube? Jaeger the Viking here, playing some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I'm playing Search and Destroy on Seatown. Today this video isn't really going to be about the gameplay because I didn't really do anything strategic. I just rushed up the middle, just ran around the map, and just played the game really. Had no game plan going into any of the rounds, so there's no need to talk about gameplay. So what I'm going to talk about now is my wish list for the next Call of Duty game, which, as of right now, seems like it's going to be Black Ops 2. I don't really read into these kind of things that much. I just kind of wait for the game to come out and then play it a lot when it does come out, because I play the games. I'm not the kind of guy who's sitting there tweeting at Robert Bowling 24/7, trying to make him improve, Modern Warfare 3. I just play the games, and most of the things that I want in the game end up getting fixed or getting done just because it seems to be the general consensus. However, in this, I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of these wish lists, but I feel mine's a little different because I don't have as many complaints as the average person when it comes to Modern Warfare 3. A lot of people bitch about every single thing in Modern Warfare 3. For me, there are a couple things that can be tweaked, and that's really it. So, first off, and the only thing that really, needs to be fixed is the servers. I mean, I lived in New York for quite a few years and just recently moved to Norway. So, being that, I have most of my friends on Xbox and in general are from New York, and I want to be able to play with them and have a good connection when I do play with them. Now, I know that's hard to do, have someone from Europe playing on a good connection with people from America. However, in Halo, I've never had this issue, and I mean, Halo's really the only other shooter I've played actively while being in Norway, but still, just in general, any game I play, I've been able to play having a fine connection with people who are in America. And I know I don't have the worst connection of all time when I play with them, but really, a 3-bar does mess up your hit detection quite a bit, and it's really hard to win one-on-one gunfights when you're playing on a connection that's anything lower than the 4-bar. So that's really what it comes down to, and I'd like to be able to play with them and have the same connection as them, which when I play Halo is perfectly fine. So that's one thing I think they need to fix. However, I don't think it's too big of a deal, with time zones and everything. It's not even that often that I do play with them. So, if it gets fixed, would I be incredibly happy? Yes, but, I mean, it's not the biggest thing of all time. Now, another thing that I want them to add to the game is I want to be able to scavenge C4s. Now, I see that someone could just, the C4s are powerful, and I see that scavenging all sorts of grenades and equipment would turn the game into, Claymore camping heaven again, stuff like that. But, I mean, people can have separate things that they can scavenge and things they can't. I don't think you should be able to scavenge Claymores, but I do think you should either be able to scavenge C4s or get more than one C4 per life. Because, really, I mean, if you could pick up C4s off the ground, scavenge them, I would go for, C4 only free-for-alls. I would do so much different stuff with them, just because I really love to use the C4, and I really have a good time when I use the C4s and wish that I could use them more than once per life. However, I do see how that could get overpowered, and I do understand why they wouldn't put that in at the same time. Now, I would also want to see them go back to Black Ops customization a bit, and maybe even add on more. Now, I like that they had the whole currency system in Black Ops, and I want them to put that back in. However, I wish they would actually make it harder to get that money to get those COD points, because really, I felt it was really easy to get COD points, and, once you got to the level where you want to buy something, as long as you had kind of planned it out, you were able to get every single thing you wanted. Maybe the first time through it was a little more difficult because you were buying, everything and then you ran out of money. But once you figure out the game, once you, learn how to go about the game, you can figure out ways to buy everything you want, and it just ended up being too easy. I think they should actually make it a bit harder to get COD points. But aside from that, I did like that. Then I also wouldn't mind seeing some customization in your character. Nothing too intense, maybe just choose between a few different things that are headgear, a few different things that are just overall gear, because I think that would just make the game a little bit cooler to be able to have your guy and to be like that's your personal guy. And in Black Ops, I believe your first perk is what made up what your guy looks like, and I think it's like that in this game too. I'm not even sure, because I don't really follow what the characters look like that much, and I just think that'd be really cool. Now, another thing that would be really cool is if they put in some new game modes. I know they put in, what is it, Drop Zone, Team Defender, Kill Confirmed, and Infected is a work in progress. They're actually putting that in tomorrow as of when I'm making this, so that's going to be in on Sunday, the 5th, Sunday the 5th, and that's going to be cool. But then I have some suggestions. Guardian from Gears. That was an awesome game mode where you have to keep that one dude alive while the other team's trying to kill him. You're trying to kill the other team's Guardian, and I thought that was a cool game mode. And then you've got multi-team from Halo. That would be awesome to have a 2-on-2 on 2-on-2, just like a free-for-all with a teammate. I mean, you could do so much different stuff. I think that would be great. And then maybe even just a 2-on-2 game type, because I find myself playing with one friend quite a bit. A lot of times I'm playing with a few more, but I feel like generally it's just like me and one other guy trying to carry a team of 6 or a team of 9. Usually you don't go into team tack with one other teammate, but I just think that would be awesome to be able to have just 2 dudes doing that. And I mean, that's something that I've wanted since I really started playing with friends, and that was back in Modern Warfare 2. COD 4, I wasn't the most active player. I never had World at War when it was popular. I got World at War like a year later, just less than a year later. But I got it when it wasn't the most popular, just for zombies. And just really, that's just something that I've always wanted in Call of Duty, to be able to play a game mode with just one other teammate. Now, I do understand that boosting would come into play there. I mean, boosting in a 2-on-2 game type would be the easiest way to go about it. However, I think that it wouldn't be too big of a deal, and I just think it would be fun to actually play that competitively. And then one more thing that would be cool is like an MLG like game battles official variant game type, where they had perks that weren't in the game type. There are some really frustrating things. Then a couple things I would want them to take out. I would want them to nerf all the death streaks. They're too good. And support streaks, way too good. I mean, an advanced UAV I want to be able to get without having to use support. And I just think all of those streaks are a bit overpowered. Anyway, that's in this gameplay. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you want to subscribe if you're new. See ya.